GLP-1 weight loss medications are highly effective, but they suffer from a major user experience problem. Until very recently, getting those results meant injecting yourself with a needle every single week. In the UK, the National Health Service is facing a logistical and financial nightmare trying to manage this. The sheer volume of people eligible for these treatments has forced the NHS to spread access over a strict, heavily phased 12-year rollout plan. This chart illustrates the scale of that shortfall. There are an estimated 3.4 million eligible UK patients, but over the first 3 years, the system expects to treat just 250,000. Some regional health boards only have funding to cover 21% of their qualifying population. To handle this bottleneck, the NHS is proposing a fierce triaging system. Priority goes to those with a BMI of 40 or above who also suffer from at least 3 weight-related conditions, like hypertension, type 2 diabetes, or sleep apnea. While the medicine works, the combination of high drug costs and the physical friction of delivering weekly injections has created a reality where demand completely overwhelms access. That dynamic is why a recent regulatory decision in London is so significant. The UK's Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has become the first in Europe to authorize a brand new approach to GLP-1 treatment. The drug is called Foundayo. Its active ingredient is orforglipron, and it manages weight loss and type 2 diabetes entirely through a once-a-day pill. By putting the medication into a standard tablet, Foundayo solves the biggest physical hurdle of modern weight loss treatments. But swapping a syringe for a pill comes with specific scientific and systemic trade-offs that patients need to understand before they can actually get it. To understand the first trade-off, we must look at the biology. GLP-1 receptor agonists mimic a natural hormone released after eating. They bind to digestive tract receptors to slow stomach emptying and signal the brain to register that you are full. This chart shows Foundayo's clinical performance. Adults on the highest dose lost 11.1 to 12% of body weight over 72 weeks, clearing the placebo. But adding an injectable GLP-1, like Mounjaro, shows a notably higher average weight reduction. So the first choice a patient has to make is biological. You are accepting a slightly lower ceiling for total weight loss in exchange for the physical comfort of skipping the weekly injection. Foundayo isn't technically the only oral GLP-1 on the market. The UK approved a pill version of Wegovy earlier this summer. However, the Wegovy tablet requires a highly specific routine. Take it on an empty stomach with a small sip of water and wait at least 30 minutes before eating, drinking, or taking medication. Foundayo relies on a different chemical structure. It uses a non-peptide small molecule. Because it's a small molecule, it can survive the harsh environment of the human digestive tract without those strict fasting rules. That specific chemical difference means you can take the pill at any time of day, with or without food. It removes the strict clinical regimen, turning the treatment into a simple daily habit. But solving the biological delivery problem doesn't immediately solve the access problem. Passing safety checks with the MHRA does not guarantee that a drug will be funded by the National Health Service. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence is currently evaluating Foundayo's cost-effectiveness. Their official guidance on whether it will be offered routinely on the NHS isn't expected until November of 2026. This means that if a patient wants Foundayo right now, there is a catch. It is currently launching exclusively through private prescriptions. In the private market, price dictates access. Eli Lilly has indicated they plan to list Foundayo below the private cost of Mounjaro, which currently sits at about £330 for a month's supply. The tablet format democratizes the physical experience of taking the medication. But for the immediate future, its rollout strategy restricts that convenience to those with the disposable income to pay out of pocket. The wider rollout of Foundayo is part of a larger, coordinated push. Eli Lilly recently committed £279 million to UK life sciences and early-stage biotech, a partnership heavily championed by government officials like Health Secretary Wes Streeting. Moving a massive patient population away from temperature-sensitive injectables and towards shelf-stable, easily dispensed pills will eventually lift a heavy logistical burden off local pharmacies and general practitioners. The government views this kind of public-private collaboration as a necessary strategy to combat the £11 billion that obesity and related illnesses cost the health service every single year. Right now, Foundayo is locked behind a private paywall, and patients must accept a slight drop in total weight loss compared to an injection. But by turning a complex medical procedure into a simple daily pill, it offers the most viable path to actually addressing the obesity crisis at a population scale.